Good evening, it's Kuro. Got a Tier 9 game for you in my Yugumo. Going over the matchmaking, the threats to my ship would be the division with the double Donskoys, and all of the enemy DDs, Yugumo, Kitakaze, Ostergotland, and Chungmu. The map is Shards, 3-cap domination, and we're going to kick this one off from the south side. Have kind of an interesting spawn here, and the very first thing I'm going to discuss is how the matchmaking can change your gameplay. And right out of the gate, no CV. I still prefer torpedo reload on Kagero, Yugumo. Um, but no CV matchmaking definitely means that I can get much more aggressive with the ship. The lack of a bunch of radars means that I can also get pretty aggressive. So I'm going to make some unusual moves here. The first of which I'm doing right now, and that is working on the northern side of BCAP when you have the southeast spawn. And usually what ends up happening is a destroyer here will work this area of the cap. So back in here. Now here I'm just double checking the matchmaking. Want to make sure, did I really read that right before I do this? And I'm just pushing up here. If I spot a Donskoy, I'm just going to bail. Now they're in a division, so most likely they're going to be working the same side of the map together. And so I'm just coming up here, just going to take a look, see what's going on, and see what I can catch. And all I'm really looking to do is just get a set of torps off here on a DD if he steps into the cap. We've got some bait in the cap. My torpedoes are loaded. I'm getting ready to take calculated aim, and whoop, all of a sudden I spot a Chungmu. I don't really know why he's spotted from so far out. Maybe he's retraining his captain or whatever. But the Chungmu runs into my Yugumo buddy down here, and he's going to get shot at by a bunch of stuff here. So I am taking a educated guess that this Chungmu is going to try to reverse out of this situation and launch my torpedoes in behind this island here. And now I'm just going to bail. I've done what I've wanted to do, and I'm going to move on. I do see one Donskoy out here, so my hunch paid off. So I am going to make an educated guess that both Donskoys are actually down here, and I'm going to push up here semi-aggressive. Now, talking about torpedo boats, you don't actually want to get in this situation where you're kind of surfing around islands. You like open water. You like open water because you'll be able to see the gunboats coming. Your team will get a chance to shoot at them, and you can avoid a lot of situations where these gunboats are able to creep up on you by using some island cover. Pretty much like what is happening to me right now. I'm going to pause it right here to walk you through this conundrum. So, when I was stalking up here, I didn't actually see any gunfire coming from back in here. Uh, RPF definitely would have helped me with this situation, but the flip side to that, RPF would have told this Kitakaze that I'm coming. Hold on one second. Sorry, my voice is on the fritz. So, rather than going to the guns like I normally would, I cannot win this fight with a Kitakaze. I don't have smoke to disengage, and even if I did, he's too close. So, I am taking a shot here. I was trying to break his engines, try to make those torps, make sure they hit easy. Now, double-edged sword, I slowed down to throw their aim off, but I lost momentum to dodge these torpedoes. I was kind of hoping he didn't have torpedoes loaded, but he got them off. I end up eating a torpedo. I shouldn't have turned out as sharply. Should have traveled a bit more in this direction for another second. second and a half, and I would have been able to dodge that. But it happens. I ate it on my stern, so I didn't eat full damage, and I am still in the game. But with less than with less than 1,000 HP, I've got to obviously play careful. So I have bagged 2 DDs in this area. That's telling me that none of the other DDs really have been spotted. So I need to be kind of cautious about how I approach this. I think that there's a DD down here contesting A cap. So I am assuming that one DD is up in here somewhere because they haven't contested B. They haven't shot at me when I was spotted down here, so that means they're pretty much up in here. Now I am going to step on the cap. I've got help here, so I'm just falling back to my support. Got a Jean Bart there to help me if I do get spotted. Those torpedoes have Ostergotland written all over it. Now these torpedoes, um, I'm launching these torpedoes basically expecting this Pommern. Good grief, hold on guys, sorry. Sorry, my voice is absolutely on the fritz right now. So, I'm expecting this Pommern basically to edge around this island right here. Bow tank my Jean Bart, whose broadside just ate a bunch of torpedoes and secondary him to death. He does have hydro. Maybe he saw these torpedoes coming, but he's actually turned fully broadside out. And it's one of those things. Unfortunately, I've covered one of his options. My team does get a little bit of a decent hit on him, but really my team should be punishing that guy a lot heavier than what he is showing that much broadside. Now, we saw the Chungmu torps. The Chungmu probably hasn't made it in here yet. That's why I'm so close stocking these battleships. All I'm going to do, I'm going to shift away from the cap. I'm just going to keep following the FDG and the Georgia and try to set up a torpedo drop here on my next reload. Now, I see the FDG slamming on the brakes. I can only assume that he's aware that there's destroyers out here, so he's pausing, waiting for torpedoes to go by, expecting, they just launched, expecting him to, come around here. Those torpedoes tell me that the Chungmu is up in here somewhere, so I'm still safe down here. FDG's coming out. Now, I screw this up because it's an FDG. You got to count on the fact he probably has hydro. I should have launched the first set where I did, held the second set and launched it 4 or 5 seconds later right at where he's sitting, because what'll end up happening, the battleship will be accelerating. He'll see the first set of torps, and what's he going to do? He's going to slam on the brakes. When he slams on the brakes, it really kills his ability to get off the the ambush point. He'll end up eating the second set of torps. These torpedoes, I'm basically just I'm playing slop, throwing them in here. Maybe I catch the FDG. Maybe I catch the Georgia. Now, I have turned inside now, if you guys are paying attention. Kuro, why are you back towards the cap? And what I'm doing is I'm trying to basically create some crossfire with my Soyuz. Now, I know this area is safe because the Ostergotland has not actually stepped on the cap. So either the Ostergotland has continued around here, or he's working his way in here. One of the two. But I'm basically putting myself in a position where If you notice, I've opened the range on these battleships, and I'm basically stepping away from them, expecting that the Ostergotland could be with them. But since he's not here, it's safe for me to cut in here closer to the cap to get a little bit better angle on these guys down here. Most of my positioning right now is dictated around by where's the Ostergotland. Ostergotland just stepped on sea cap. Okay, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to rotate out. I'm actually going to try to switch positions with the Soyuz and get out here to lay some torpedoes on the Georgia. Now the Georgia, I'm going to do kind of a trick shot, and I'll walk you through how you do this kind of thing. It's You can do it with a lot of torpedoes. Obviously, you're going to want the fastest set of torpedoes you can to really do this effectively. Something like black torpedoes or the Sims sea mines definitely are going to make this hard. You can see those torpedoes, again, revealing roughly where the DD is. So I'm pushing in here. Now this is, sorry, my headset died when I was playing this game right here. There's the sound again. But you can see all this black smoke. This is a Georgia. He's a really fast battleship, so I lead him with the initial set of torps. Now I'm expecting when he sees these torpedoes, he's basically going to crash turn, slam on the brakes, turn out as fast as he can. Look at this lead that I'm doing. I'm taking that much lead in that turn because Georgia is so fast under speed boost. You can see the black clouds right there that he is under speed boost. I actually underled that still. The Georgia's that fast. If it wasn't for this flooding, uh, he would have probably gotten away. But if you look, he just doesn't have the rudder shift to come back around and dodge that second set of torpedoes at the time. So you know you gotta try to figure out how, or get a feel for how these ships move through the water. And you can see right there, with his turnout kind of locking him in position for the next set of torpedoes that were going to be the kill shot. Unfortunately, I should have led a little bit better, and I did get a piece of him with one torpedo, but ideally you want that lead to be where that target is in the center of your spread. And, because of that, that tells me when I go back, when I end up in that situation again, well, I led this much last time against a Georgia that was making this move. Let's lead, another quarter of the torpedo indicator over, and I can use that as a reference to really dial in my aim over time. And that's what makes experienced torpedo players really dangerous. Also note, the torpedo distances that I'm torping from. I'm trying not to even be close to the 8 kilometer limit on my torpedoes if possible. I'm throwing torps, under 7 kilometers if possible. Um, Here, I'm just rushing, see if I can get some damage. I'm basically preparing the battlefield to see if I can run into this Ostergotland if he does go into the cap. I want him to maybe eat torpedoes or be occupied with dodging F3 torpedoes while I shoot him up, basically. That's my game plan right here. If I die, I die. I'm just trying to run up the score. Unfortunately, no Ostergotland. This game's going to end on points. And that will be that. So sorry for my throat dying. I was alright a minute ago, but of course as soon as I start recording a video, I just die. But good bit of XP due to the double strike on on the two enemy DDs. 2.2 base XP. Not really that much damage this game, but very valuable damage as far as destroyer damage. Anyway, if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. The the build that I used will be in the video description as usual, as is invites to the community Discord and my Patreon. Um, Hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.